It's the one, there's only, so the one is the other one. Exactly. Welcome back to Johnny Custom Glock's Front Sight Press. Can you get the address for where you can find Pilgrim's new show?
Oh.
So you can get the data for that and get it to them.
Okay.
See if we can get that put up on the screen. All right. So today is the first Tuesday of the month.
Thursday.
All right. So we got the gun lawyers on, Jeff and Cindy. We're going to talk about canon law tonight. Everybody
I'm on the
is
wrong
interested.
show then.
Everybody is interested in canon law.
You know, whenever you say canon law, I think of Catholic law.
Yeah?
What is that?
Oh, because it's called canon
That's what they call
law.
it, canon. The law of the
Of the Catholics.
Catholic
the
Church
law
is
of
canon.
The Catholics. It's called canon law.
It's also a common word for like the nerd community, for lack of a better term. Like if something happens in a comic book, they consider that canon. But if somebody makes an offshoot comic book, they can say, well, that's not canon, which means it's not the true history of the character. So canon, Star Wars, comic books, all that stuff. If something's considered canon, it's true. If something's not considered canon, then it's an world story outside of the. Hold on, I'm sharing. Outside of the common story.
So just so I have this straight, you know more about that canon law
Oh yeah,
than bringing actual canon law,
of course,
and I'm the jerk here.
of course.
Why do you bring them? Why do you?
Important stuff.
We to get you an Uber account or something.
What am I supposed to walk 14 miles to get in?
Somebody come pick you up or something to make this better.
I didn't think so.
Okay.
All right, so like and share, like and share, like and share, like and share, like and share. Because tonight we are giving away what?
Chances.
3 chances to win Johnny Custom Glock's trigger. And the bag. And we're putting 2 more bracelets in it because these not only have the signal whistle. What the hell is going on here? The signal whistle, the compass, the fire starter. All right? But they glow in the dark. And that's what I've been doing for the last 5 minutes, of going like this. Yeah, they glow. All right, so we're going to clip these on here. So we got a ton of paracord now.
Okay, Pilgrim's podcast is canceled for tonight.
What is?
The podcast for tonight is canceled. They're going to start it next week.
All right, so get the address so we can plug that for
Okay.
them. All right, get the people checking out Big Sexy on his podcast.
I need to get some.
Fucking sexy. What's his podcast called? Pilgrim Ammunition? Mike's friend, Big Sexy?
I don't know.
Nah, I'm just wondering.
Maybe
it
he
was
should watch.
something
Call
like
in.
that.
He should call in.
All right, so get your beverage of choice, beverage of choice, beverage of choice. All right, and we're going to thank our sponsors. All right, and then we're going to do the toast. And like and share, like and share, like and share, like and share, so you can win. This thing is getting all the stuff. We're going to get rid of it. All right? Or chance to win a Johnny Custom Glock's trigger. Or if you're Sean Hilton, both.
He wins everything.
Let's be honest. All right?
Hey, Mafi's on. She says, can I have one?
Want a bracelet? What do you want? Chance to win? We can give one away every week because she's got 300 feet of paracord.
Oh, very nice.
300 feet? That's what. Don't buy paracord when you're drunk. That's what the problem is. How much do I need? She's like this. She got a piece of paracord around her wrist, like, all right, and it's got to go through here, 300 feet. So they're awesome bracelets. So we will help you get rid of that 300 feet of paracord. All right. So I'd like to thank my sponsor. I almost said it again. I'd like to thank my sponsors.
Oh, I'll tape that.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't sponsor.
Don't even try. So anyways,
You're paying for that.
our king sponsor, Johnny Custom Glocks, because honestly, life is too short to have a Glock trigger that sucks. Like, if you don't have a Johnny Custom Glocks trigger on your Glock, then you'll be like...
You don't care about yourself or your family.
Right, you just don't. You don't, let's be honest.
That's right. I agree.
It's just so much better. Just so much. It's such a better trigger, all right, than a stock trigger. That's all I'm saying. All right, so get yourself a Johnny Custom Glocks trigger, all right, for your carry gun, for your home defense gun, for your unlimited division GSSF gun. That's Anthony. Anthony's like, I'm going to shoot this one in GSSF. I'm like, well, he goes, unlimited. I'm like, here you go. It's all stippled, got a, you know, red dot and threaded barrel. He's ready to rock. Yes, dear. So, Bobby would like her own paracord bracelet. You want a glow-in-the-dark one? My lovely wife would like a bracelet. If you could make me one, I'd appreciate that. Is that the Mike Murphy? They're like, he's behind on orders and stuff like that, Mike. That's what that is. All right. So, like to thank Pilgrim Ammunition. The best self-defense ammo on the planet. Because if you're not carrying Pilgrim, then...
You don't care about yourself or your family.
That's right, and not in that order. So have a heart, care about something, and get yourself a bullet that flies at 2,000 feet per second for your carry gun. And if you want to know what it looks like, let me know, and I'll show you the video I got of kneeling over the torso and shooting it and watching the sternum and the ribs fly off. We need to...
Was it still a threat?
He wants to put that one on. What's that?
Was it still a threat? It has to be imminent.
It was evident. Right up to the first shot.
Until it wasn't imminent.
Yeah. Like, I just, you know, Curtis Jackson test to see if it could handle 9 shots of 9mm with their ammo. And, yeah. My dry cleaning bill. It's a little out of control. That stuff was everywhere. Take a shot, boom, boom. You see one of the cameras. Like, all right. So my glasses, my shirt, my jeans. So, I'm just saying. Maybe you don't care about your family. I do. And my friends. So that's why I carry Pilgrim.
Oh, there it is. Oh. Oh.
I think you got him.
Oh.
I can say this. All the organs were made out of different stuff. We don't know what the hearts were made out of. Because there was not one heart left over.
No, you got to shoot him in the head. Those chest shots do nothing for a zombie. Haven't I taught you? Oh, come on.
You got a headshot?
You're embarrassing.
You got a headshot? Run it. You got a headshot.
That's how you can take down a zombie.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Travi Mack Foundation.
Weird stuff.
If you give to charity, and you're not giving to Travi Mack, you're probably
You don't care about yourself or your family. Oh, wait. That's, sorry, there you go. You don't care about yourself, your family, or sick kids.
Sick kids are having a shitty day. You should do something to help them. And the Travi Mack Foundation helps children. Like, can you send Blakely Kane a text and say, let's do
He's
something?
performing right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
He just posted a live. He's performing.
Is he buying help? Well, text him anyway.
He might answer it. And you say he's one of those guys that they answer it in the middle of a thing? Hold on.
No, that was Dustin, the drummer.
The drummer. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, he's here too.
Yeah, he's back in town, right?
Yep.
All right, so
No, he's at Firkin something or whatever, one of those Irish bars.
Yeah, the bar.
wrong with Irish bars?
Nothing.
Just
We
check-
love Irish bars.
We're
Irish.
This is going. You know what I'm talking about. Tim's like, you say bars? I'm in.
I don't care what ethnicity they are.
Wear a wetsuit. We go out drinking.
A big, beautiful, bald man.
All right, so Travis Mack Foundation donates money so they can run music programs and hire people to go in and not only play and sing music for the kids, but also teach them how to play while they're in the hospital and stuff like that. It's just a great foundation. So go check out. Holy crap!
Go spank out Travis Mack Foundation.
Yeah. Go check out that. I'll have the two of them ganging up on me. I'm going to be sucking liquid out of my shirt in no time. All right, so go check out Travis Mack Foundation because it's really a charity that you should be donating to. So if you donate to a charity, go check that out because that's a great cause. All right. SrQLivestudios.com.
Thanks, Mom.
So Blakely answered me anytime. That's not helpful.
You give me a date. No, you give me a date.
That's the whole, you guys are great. Thank you. That's what I feel like right now.
Yeah.
All right, so say that, just text back to him.
Yep.
Send him a date.
What date?
Okay.
You tell me.
Yeah. This weekend.
Not this weekend.
Yeah, I know, we won't be here. All right. So SrQLivestudios.com, Mars Vision Production. All right. It's just awesome to be able to come in here every week and be on this set. All the different rooms they have, right? All the different props you can use. Did you see what they had in the other room? The life-size pinhead.
Oh yeah.
What is that for? What movie is that? Hellraiser. Thank you. They got it like this with the box with the cube in it. It's all freaking. It's like right in the one of the green rooms there. Right.
I saw
that thing.
Old
Oh, it's a big vase. Why do you need a 6 foot tall vase?
Egyptian.
As you say, is it something?
Why, were the Egyptians tall?
Movie set or something?
I don't know.
So, anyways,
Goes with the mummy.
this is where you need to be if you can get in. It's a little busy with a bunch of people. All right. So this is what you should be doing. You need photo shoots done. You need videos done. You know, you got a podcast. This is where you need to be. So check out Mars Vision Productions, SrQ Studios, SrQLivestudios.com. I had to back it up from the .com. What's that? I can't chill out. I'm tired. It's not the whiskey. I'm tired. I've been in the class. We'll talk about the class in a minute. All right. Military case surplus up in Largo. Tony always hooking us up. Even though we haven't been up there in over a month, we need to go up there and
Definitely.
pick up the cases. Bring some cases back to you guys. It's like always hooking us up with great cases. Lately he's had a bunch of rifles, you know, Pelican rifle cases up there. All kinds of stuff. So, you know, check out Military Case Surplus. And we should connect that with our fundraiser with SrQ, you know, livestudio.com and have a big thing. Have the lawyers there setting up. Have some axes being thrown.
Yeah.
We need an alcohol
Food.
sponsor.
Yeah, we do.
What the hell is wrong? Why don't we have an alcohol sponsor?
Guns and alcohol don't mix.
Is any
man.
freaking guns?
Nope.
I'm
Who
saying
you-
a
who you,
sponsor.
Michael Bain?
You mean a sponsor for the show?
Michael Bain wanted me to tell you that. He doesn't want you. I'm like, why is Michael Bain watching my
Say, who the
show?
hell's Michael Bain?
You know who Michael Bain is? Oh, he's a big name. Like, I like him.
Clearly.
But he's like, don't have alcohol and guns on the show. And I'm just like, watch your own shows. Like, do what I do. Watch your shows.
I didn't say on the show. I'm saying that if you slap it up there on the wall along with everything else, I can see some alcohol companies not want to be involved in that. That's all I'm saying.
Whose side are you on?
There's lots of alcohol.
Why do you bring him?
Well, here's my question.
Hey,
No.
set her up with an Uber
No.
account. I'll pay for it to get her in.
Here's my question. There's lots of local alcohol companies. Has anybody contacted them and asked them if they'd be willing to be a sponsor on the show?
Why
or
are
are
you
you
looking
just
at
sitting
me?
here waiting for them to call you
Why are you
and be
looking at
like,
me?
hey,
Why are you
we
looking
saw
at me?
your show. Can we write you a big check?
Why are you looking at
Do
me?
some freaking work.
What's this seat say? Does it say producer?
Who's the producer?
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
Perhaps,
now you're just saying.
perhaps somebody should
just
call
saying. 2
and
seconds
ask
ago,
for
he was
some
upset.
sponsorships if that's what you want.
You're just sitting around waiting for them to contact you.
Yeah.
We tried a tequila company. We tried a rum
This is
company.
what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
can understand why maybe they would want to get involved.
Why? Because you're on?
I know a rum guy. You want me to call him?
Yeah. Like, wait a minute. Like, I want you to repeat that just in your head.
Who's your rum guy? I got a rum guy.
Like, I want you, like, this is what you just said to me. Look over here, so I don't want you to misunderstand what you said. You go, I got a rum guy. You want me to contact him? Like, where do you think that question is going?
I'm
Where's
already,
it going?
I'm
Is
already
everybody like
booking
that?
guests,
No!
you guys. I'm
No!
calling sponsors. You got any legal questions? It's freaking downloading that.
Yeah, but they're all canon law. You know, 2 Catholic and a real one.
Hey, I also have a canon guy that I hooked you up with, so I don't know what
That
you're
is
talking about.
true.
That is right. Yeah.
So anyways. Skies and Chaos for letting us use their awesome music. Even though we need to get strippers and Jag back in here.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe at the end, maybe the takeout music.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah.
Austin's in.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't-
Call Gabriel, see if that's what he wants.
and you won't get sued for that.
You don't have to call him, I already know. You and Black Widow. Really? Did they sue the spider? Does Disney sue the spider?
They probably
Have they sued the spider yet?
Maybe.
They probably tried. But they didn't get away
Disney,
with it.
it wouldn't surprise me. They probably just bought the spider.
They bought the spider, that's right.
Got a bunch
Hi.
of people watching.
So, we got a couple things to talk about. Right? What'd you say? What'd you just say, Jules?
We have a bunch of people
There's a bunch of
watching.
people- right, I told you.
Nezzy,
Oh, it's the best
It's always
show.
the most watched episode of the month.
As long as Cindy's on, that's right.
Nezzy's on. Sean's
Nezzy!
on. Yep. Bradley's on.
Gas fraud.
Cat's on.
Cat.
Yep. Mafi's watching. Austin Kemp is watching.
He's liking and sharing.
Jeffrey Young is watching.
Yep.
Liking and sharing because he needs a new job.
Commenting like a bitch.
Louis Soto. Al Newman.
I won one. I think I got one. Well, my name's in there one time, I think.
So he's like, screw Sean Hilton. Screw Sean Hilton. Screw Sean Hilton.
Hey, Mike.
I tune in every week. I turn off the volume and I just go every 7 minutes and type in comment and then walk away.
Comment, there you go.
That's what I
Yep,
do.
yep, there it
And
is.
I walk away. I hit some like button.
The toast.
We're getting
Oh,
there,
need
man.
toast. All right, yeah.
We're only 20
Oh,
minutes
you don't
into the
have
show.
that.
Relax.
Yeah, well, no sense rushing into anything. All right, so I got a bunch
Yes,
of toast.
Jordan, the beard is back. Thank you.
Yep.
It's getting there.
See, Sean Hilton. There it is.
Strippers and Jack.
He wants strippers and Jack.
Yep.
He wins at everything. He's going to win at this. I'm with him. That's support right there. That's a guy that supports me.
So Sean said that he sent you a video
get
to
his video for
Facebook
the toast
Messenger
tonight,
to go along with this toast tonight.
You can't. You got to send it to me before today, because honestly, I'm in lessons. Yeah, I got it, but I haven't opened it yet. I'll open it because I'm in lessons all day long. I come right here, so I don't get a chance to do that. I don't get a chance to check anything. So I'm back to back to back to back to back to back. Except for Austin, we didn't do a lesson tonight.
Aw.
We tested his gun. So
Did it pass?
Hell yeah, it passed. It rocks. Right. Just saying. So, all right. So let's see. I got many to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're gonna start right at the top and just go through it. How's that?
Uh-oh.
Gonna do like 9 toasts?
10. So you're gonna keep this, right?
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
just gonna cross that off.
Yes.
So you don't come back in like 2 weeks and go, we should do this as a toast. I'm like, we did that toast like last month.
Yeah, I know.
And you gave it to me.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Everybody got a glass? Beverage of choice?
Yeah.
Why are you drinking that so late at night?
It's good.
Would you go home and dry fire till you fall asleep, all right? All right, so here it is. Pain makes you stronger. Tears make you braver. Heartbreak makes you wiser. And vodka makes you not remember any of that crap. So, hey!
Hey.
Hey!
Cat Depot.
Right.
They're not even a sponsor.
Well, we'll plug them anyways because
Sure, why not? We like cats.
that's like a rescue type place, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they rescue
Yep.
cats. Yeah, exactly.
We like
Cats
places.
suck, but they should be
Cats don't
rescued, I guess.
suck.
Oh, cats are awful. They're jerks.
Cats are awesome.
Oh my god, they're the worst.
We go,
You hear that? They went on a field trip to Cat Depot, and one of the cats bit their kid in the leg. That lawsuit's pending.
Maybe your kid deserved it.
That Cat Depot may not be around much longer. I'm just saying.
this
Get
thing.
your cats while you can.
There we go. Okay, so that's not me then. I don't know what that is, but is it me on the mic? Okay. So let me tell you what I did the last 2 days. All right, so my buddy Tommy Dunham called me up. All right, said like, cause I was like, hey, I need a favor. I'm like, okay. He goes, I'm taking a class in Tampa. Can I come down and stay at your house? I'm like, of course you can. Right? So Tommy comes down. Right? So for everybody out there, there's these things that are called maps. You can go online and you can find it. Because this is Tommy's story. I'm going to fly into Sarasota, and the class is in Tampa. I'm like, it's like an hour from here, but yeah, not a problem. You know, you'll be an hour away. You go, I'm like, what class is it? So it's a class on training, like, disabled veterans, right? But it's a class more on training on all disabled people and stuff like that. So, like, basically what it's based off of is, like, amputees, you know, people that have paralysis, stuff like that. Like, the gist of the class was, this is how you deal with them, okay? And this is what it feels like to be them, right? And Rick Cicero it was just a great class, you know. So what happens is Thomas says, look, the class is full, but let me see if I can get you in. I'm like, yeah, if you can get me in, I'm like, I want to go. You know, it's an instructor certification, but I deal with a lot of people that have, you know, have had some type of issue and stuff like that. I just wanted to be in this class. So he's like, all right, let me see. He's like, not a problem. Rick said, get you in. All you gotta do is email, stuff like that. So Tommy sends me a thing, says he's flying in. He was flying in on Monday, right? Into Sarasota. So Sunday, I haven't heard from him. So I sent him a text, hey, what's going on? Oh yeah, I drove down here with my buddy. I'm like, all right. And he's like, so if you want to come get me tomorrow, I'm like, well, I'm teaching during the day. Like, where are you? And he's like, Sefner. And I'm like, first of all, I'm like, where the hell is Sefner? Like, where is that? He's like, oh, it's on, where is it? Oh, we're at this Lazy Days RV, because what I did is I drove down with my buddy selling his RV. So he asked me if I could drive down with him. So I canceled my flight and drove down. I'm like, all right, let's see where Sefner's got to be around Ruskin, right? It's on I-4. I'm like, you're like, 45 minutes away. He's like, okay. And I'm just like, he's like, yeah, I'm going to my uncle's house in Myakka. I'm like, Myakka is where I'm going to be Monday. He's like, all right. Well, so we're trying to figure things out. So I call him and I'm like, hey, you at your uncle's house? He's like, no, we just left. We're going back. I'm like, oh. All right. So he's like, all right, well, we'll do this. And we're going to meet. And then something happened and we couldn't meet. So now I got to go to Sefner. Right? So this is what happens. Tommy, obviously, with all his experience with everything in life that he has done, has never looked at a friggin' map before, right? So I'm going to go get him. He's going to come back, we're going to hang out, sleep over. Next day, we're going to get up, we're going to go to class. So I go get him, right? And here's what happens. He's in this RV place, and they're selling the RV. So there's 2 RV places. They have, like, the campground. Then they have the regular place. Then they have, like, a special place and a regular place. Right? So he tells me, and where he is, I'm like, all right, I'm on my way. I'll be there in, 45 minutes, whatever. I'm leaving right now. He's like, all right. Get on the highway. I go to pull up to the gate. And as I'm pulling up to the gate, my phone dies. Right? So I'm just like, ugh. So I go, hey, he told me he's in spot 19. And the lady's like, is he buying a new one? And I'm like, oh, he's not doing anything. He's with a guy. And the guy is like selling. Well, I don't think he'd be in this place. And I'm like, she goes, well, you can go in, go to 19. So I go to 19. I'm like, is this spot 19? And the guy looks at me and goes, the numbers are on the ground. Like, first of all, it's freaking dark out. Right? And there's big ass RVs parked there, so I can't see the number, but whatever. Like, oh, I see the number on the ground. That's how many times I'm going to stab you in your freaking face. How's that? So I'm like, whatever, man. So then I leave, go back. She's like, well, there's a campground. So I go over to the other place, go in. The guy's like, yeah, I go down there. I go to 19. And I'm looking, I'm like, this guy's got Illinois plates. This guy's got Florida plates. And I'm like, so I'm knocking on the door. The guy opens up, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, is Tommy here? He's like, no. I'm like, you're not Ted, right? And he's like, no, I'm Zeke. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, Zeke. He goes, hey, not a problem. So I go to the one next to him. The guy comes up, I'm like, look, I'm really sorry to bother you. He's like, not a problem. I'm like, Tommy in there? He's like, no. I'm like, all right. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, my phone died, and I don't have a charger. So I'm just knocking on doors because he's supposed to be here. He's like, well, he's not here, but if you need anything, I'm like, hey, that's really nice of you. Thank you very much. So I go back, because here's what happened. I got one of these Mac Daddy chargers that the end is changeable, right? And it's magnetic. You know what I'm talking about? Right? So the cord will be used for different. So the one that goes in my phone, I got out the other day, and it was on my phone. So I took it off, and it's magnetic. So I stuck it to the little metal tray thing I have in front of my computer. Because I have a 48-hour battery. Like, my battery lasts 2 freaking days until I did my last upgrade. And now it dies all the time. Which, I should be able to sue them for screwing with my property, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know candle law, but now you know phone law? Whatever. So anyways, you're just like, you're drinking? I'm just going to tell you, yeah, it makes you happy.
Sue whatever you want.
I don't know, listen. You can sue whoever you want.
That's right. You can sue anybody for anything.
I learned that from you. Doesn't mean you win.
Correct.
Or you got a case, but you can sue whoever you want.
Yeah.
100%.
So I'm going to sue
In Florida.
them. So anyways, so now I go buy a $13 phone charger and plug it in and drive around for an hour, half hour. Because I have no idea how to get in touch with them, but it's not charging my phone. So now I'm mad. So I go back, and the guy's like, everything all right? I'm like, see this? And he goes, not charging your phone? I go, not only does it not charge, but it's not fast either. And he's like, okay, what do you want to do? I'm like, I just want another one. He's like, all right, I'm like, show me one that works. You work here. He goes, this one's $8 more, but it works. And I'm like, all right. So I get that, pay that, and I leave. Put it in, start charging my phone right away. Now I'm an hour. I've been driving around for an hour, and finally my phone's charged. I call him. I'm like, hey, where are you? Oh, he tells me we're in some sort of club. So I go over to one place, and they're like, this is a campground. I'm like, whatever. So I leave, I go back to the other place, and I ask, I say, hey, you got the so-and-so club here? She's like, no. I'm like, no club? She goes, we don't have that club, we have this club. Could it be this club? Because now, this is the 6th time I've talked to this lady. She's looking at me like, trying to help me. She's like, could it be this? Is that what he said? I go, let me call. And right as I go to pick it up, he calls me. I'm like, hey. He goes, we're behind you. Turn around. And I'm like, thank you. And I turn around. Because it would get like, I would turn it on and then try to call him right away. And it would ring and then stop. And he's like, yeah, I thought you were just hanging up on me. So, that's one of the problems, right? Now, I go to find out where in Tampa the class is. And do you know where it is? Inside of Tampa? Like right in Tampa, you know, parts of Tampa? Mm-hmm. It's in Brooksville.
Okay.
It's in Brooksville.
Yeah, that's right in Tampa.
In Tampa. All right? Which he thought, because when I asked him, I said, "Where's Rick from?" He's like, "From Bradenton." Like, from Bradenton? I go, that's awesome. You know, I'll be able to talk to the guy. He's in Bradenton. Like, he goes, "I don't live in Bradenton." Like, where do you live? He goes, "I live in Brooksville." I look at Tommy and he goes, "It's the same thing, right?" I'm like, "No! No! It's not the same thing!" I go, "Let me explain it to you."
Start with B's.
Right? I go, "Let me explain it to you." I go, "Bradenton?" He's like, "Yeah." I go, "Is over the bridge. You see the bridge by my house?" He goes, "Yeah, the big one." I go, "It's over the bridge. You go over the bridge, you're in Bradenton." Now, when you get to Bradenton, you can go to the airport. And you could take a commercial flight from Bradenton to Tampa. A commercial flight. Pay to fly to Tampa. And he's like, "All right." And I go, "Then you go get in your car." And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "And then you drive another friggin' half hour to Brooks. You take a friggin' flight." And then it's a half hour. He's like, "You're never gonna let me live this down." I go, "No." I go, "Where's Bradenton?" He goes, "Over the bridge." I'm like, "Where's Brookville?" "Flight, half hour." I'm like, "All right." First of all, we just really had a great time.
So how was the class?
Class is awesome, man. I had a great time with Tommy. So we get up there, and what it is, like, we shot, it's a 400 round class, right? And most of it was one-handed. So my arms just feeling ducky. Ready for this weekend. Right? So it's just, it was a great class. It's one of those things that there's a lot of people out there teaching classes, right? And I've been to a bunch of classes, but they're not like what a lot of people do now is they run round counts. You know what I mean? So you go and you shoot. Right? But you're running drills and they tell you stuff, but they don't work with you. You know what I mean? And one of my biggest things is nobody ever works with me. Like, I was yelling at Julie, right? Like, "You fix my grip." She's like, "Your grip's perfect." I'm like, "No, it's not. I just can't see it when I'm shooting." You know what I mean? I want somebody to work with me. Nobody ever works with me. That's my biggest bitch, is that nobody ever works with me. Bob Colati worked with me. You know, God bless him, rest his soul, right? And he worked with me. Like, he freaking yelled at me for like 2 hours. That's what he does. "No, you're not. You're not doing it. Do it." I'm like, "I'm trying to do it." "No, you're not." I'm like, "I thought I was trying. I don't care." Like, "You think I'm bad, Austin? You should train with Bob." Like, you were there
Oh, yeah.
all the time just yelling at me. I'm like, "I don't even think you came here to teach me something. I think you got like a big list of shit you want to yell at me for. You're just yelling at me the whole time." Right? So he worked with me.
It made us feel so good to hear him yelling at you.
Yeah, I bet it did, didn't it?
How'd you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah, yeah, was a
"You're not
great
doing
guy.
it. I'm trying to. I don't care." Okay? You know? So, Rick is a great instructor. All right? He's all blown up. Missing a leg, missing an arm, blown up all over the place. Right? And like, this is me. So we're shooting, and I look back at the lady I'm with, right? And I'm like, "Listen," because we had talked about what's wrong with me and stuff like that. She's an occupational therapist. She's like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. Is that a loaded question?" You know, she goes, "No, I see you're in a lot of pain. What's going on?" She goes, "I'm an occupational therapist." So I'm like, "Oh, well, I got this. And she goes, "Oh, all right, yeah." And I'm like, "Look," at one point I'm just like, "All right, I'm starting to flare up. My arms are hurting. So keep an eye on my grip, right? Because I don't want it to fall apart. If it falls apart, I want you to tell me so I can see it, so I can fix it." I said that. We shoot 5 shots, and then Rick goes, "Your grip's falling apart. That's the problem." And I'm just like, right? It's always like, I heard you talk to her, and then I heard Rick, and I was like, "Oh, this is too good to be true," you know? And I look back at her, and she's like, "There was nothing I could do about that." I'm like, because what happens, it hurts, so I just get lazy, and my grip comes apart. He's right. So he worked on me with my grip, tightened up my grip, and it was great. Like, so it's very few people have ever tightened me up, told me what's wrong, stuff like that, and actually fixed it. You know what I mean? So the reason why I'm telling you that is, like, the instructor, he's just great. He's very knowledgeable, shit like that. We had a great time. You know, it was like, he is just a savage, right? So at one point he's like, what else you guys want to learn? And someone was like, shooting from the ground. Like, I think it's actually Tommy. And I'm like, oh, that's just cold, right? Because like, there's like a bunch of amputees, you know, proud guys in wheelchairs, shit like that. And now they're all rolling on the ground. You know what I mean? Because it was like, if you go into my bedroom and look at my side of the bed, on the floor you will see big scuff marks in my floor. He goes, that's from me practicing without my arm and my leg on. So he's got like a spike, like in his arm, right? That's how it puts the arm. He's got like this badass, like, you know, you saw the picture. It's like robot. You know, you press buttons and things like that. But from him, like jumping out of bed and training to fight without his pieces. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's not only a guy that teaches, but he lives it, which is one of the things I really respect, right? Because I want instructors to not only, you know, watch a video, right, but you better live the lifestyle. You know what I mean? And he is living a lifestyle, you know? And it was just, first of all, he's just a great guy. He was very, very nice to me. Like, he was not easy on me. Like, I tell you, one of my favorite parts of the class is, you got to bring your target up. So here I am with the target. And the guy's like, he's like, oh, he's going to yell at me. I go, he's going to yell at me. And the guy's like, well, that's a great target. I'm like, no, he's going to say something. He goes, you mind going in front of me so I can listen? I'm like, yeah. So I go up, I give him the target, right? And he looks at it. He looks at me, and like, with this look in his voice, he goes, I got nothing to say to you, Mike. Good job. And I'm just like I'm like a kid, like, you know? And it's like, he's blown up on this side, so he's shooting left-handed, right? He's first of all, he's a great shot, right? But what he's doing and how he's doing it and stuff like that, and what we went through, like, it was just a great class. So what we're gonna do is, he wanted to know if I want to run a class with him down here. So what we'll do is we'll probably run the same class, right? I'll get Tommy to come down, right? We'll get everybody certified how to work with, you know, with disabled people and stuff like that. You know, so one of the big things I learned, when you're teaching, you don't use the word stance. Use the word platform, right? Because that was one of the first things he said. So we're not going to say stance. And I'm like, well, I don't give a shit about stance anyways, right? And then he's like, Nick, why don't we use stance? He goes, I can't stand. Like
Makes sense, I guess.
Like it's all like, it's very like eye-opening to be on the other side of it. You know what I mean? So like, they made us shoot a lot of shit one-handed. There was a lot of loading the gun, clearing the gun, a lot of stuff racking off the belt, like that, just letting you know what it's like to only have one hand, right? They made us shoot from a chair, like in a chair, and show us how to get stable, how to use, like how to use, what do they call them, prosthetics. Oh, she's got a wonderful vocabulary.
Yeah.
Right? So how to lock, how to get mechanical locks, how to get like gravity locks, you know, how to sit in a chair, how to turn, stuff like that. So to help people, like one of the things I learned, here's what I never even thought of, core strength. So people are paralyzed from different positions, I guess, right?
Sure.
And like one of the guys, so like Nick's a stud. He's just like doom, 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 doom. Then you got Lars. Lars like big, right? Stock, you know what I mean? But he's got a weaker core. So if he's got to sit out here punched out, he'll literally go over. You know what I mean? If he's got to stay out too long. You know what I mean? And like those two guys like were two of my favorite guys to watch because they are living it. You know what I mean? Like Nick's like asking questions. He wants to know about stuff. He wants to do stuff. He wants to know about technique. Lars is like, we go to lunch. Lars stays out on the range. He's out there working his draw, right? Coming out. He's got a thigh holster, right? And I'm like, it's like different things, like chest rigs underneath the shirt, right? Like the belt, like a belt that you can put the gun in, right? Fanny packs, good, bad. What the problem is, what it isn't. You know, just all kinds of things. It was just like it really was an unbelievable class. Like, and I'm not, like, we have our own range. So we get to do stuff. So when I go to a class, I'm just like, right, nobody works with me. They made me work with somebody else, right? And we're not even doing stuff that we do in regular lessons. You know, and it's kind of like a lot of classes like that for me, right? I'm here all day long. We had to pay for a hotel. The class costs a bunch of money, and this is what we're doing, right? And it's just like, whatever. You know what I mean? This was like just an incredible class, you know, and I learned a lot. And I learned a lot about shooting, and I fixed some of the stuff I did. So, like, I get all jacked up because nobody ever works with me. And he did, and it was awesome, right? So we will run one of those down here and look up Rick Cicero, see his story, see what he does, because he's a big friggin' deal, all right? But he's mostly just a really cool guy that is very knowledgeable in the gunfighting world, you know, so former 18 series, well, I guess he's always going to be an 18 series, green beanie, so he's special forces, you know, but just awesome. So that's what the class is about. So it's really, really cool. So hopefully we can do something, get him down here. The goal is to get him down here to do a class, right? And you guys can all screw yourself, but I want Rick by myself for a day so he can just work with me, right? And have him on the show, and then do something for the charities that he's working for, because he started a bunch of them. I think the first one was Learn to Shoot Again. So that's the wounded veteran one to teach them to get back into it, right? I think there's one called Hava. I can't remember what that one is. And then like, what did we just go through? The like ASSS, ADSS, something like that. I don't know. I can't even remember because I can't remember the name. But we'll get all that stuff out. But it's just really good programs. So,
Good.
So what are we going to talk about? Oh,
Yeah, we're almost out
It's
of time.
8:54.
Yeah.
so let's do this.
Let's
Let's
draw.
draw numbers and talk about point. Oh no, wait. Did you answer the question? We got one law question, right?
We haven't
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about any legal stuff since we sat here.
All right.
That's true.
Canon law.
Canon law.
It's been
let's
open
see.
mic night.
How important is that? It has not been open mic night, so stop.
Do you want to read it?
No.
Oh,
No, I'll let you read it.
okay. So we had one question, and it said, if I'm teaching on a commercial range but not employed by the range, just accompanying my student, say it again? Accompanying my student, and a shooting accident occurs, whose insurance covers me? My professional liability as a firearms instructor, or the range's general liability insurance?
So the question is, and we'll give this one to you, Jeff. Who are they going to
She's
sue?
the insurance lawyer.
Who are they going to sue?
All progressive.
Who are they going to sue?
Who are they going to try to sue?
Everybody.
My guess would be everybody.
Everybody. Doesn't matter. Everybody's getting sued.
Yeah.
So first of all, they're not insurance.
Right,
not
not insurance, and
people.
that's a personal injury law, whatever. But as you know, we can both tell you that like you're going to get sued. Everybody's going to get sued. Anybody who has insurance is definitely going to get sued. Anybody who doesn't have insurance, if they got any assets, they're going to get sued. There'll be a named defendants, like everybody that's ever visited that property, ever owned it in the past. Like it'll be on there. Whether
Everybody gets
you'll
sued.
ultimately be held liable for that, that'll be up to a jury and a judge, or if you get a good lawyer to defend you, or your insurance company gets a good lawyer to defend you, that's fine. But there's not going to be a bright line rule of who the responsibility is. You won't know that until you get to court.
The answer to the question is both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like anything else. If you ever own a business or ever do anything like that, you got to be prepared to. You could be sued at any time. Doesn't mean you're going to have to pay, but
Somebody's suing you because you can sue anybody for anything. I don't know why we're not suing people for treason.
All right.
you don't sue people for treason. You shoot
Yeah,
them.
you sue 'em for anything.
You shoot them as a forcible felony, right?
Right.
So this is for the backpack.
This is for 3 chances for the backpack. First chance, Oh, so good. 18, 1-8. Probably going to be Sean Hill. Now you got to put it back
Now you
in.
got to put it
Oh,
back
that's
in
right.
the.
Well, we're gonna pull out a 12 for TV.
There it is. I hope so. 12. No.
No.
52.
52.
But we are going to go third number, 12. We're not even going to draw
There
it.
you go.
We're just going to go with 12.
In honor of TB12.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll never watch football
Okay.
again.
I know.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
No reason to.
Now we're going to give away 3 chances to win the Johnny Custom
okay.
Blocks trigger.
Yep. All right.
$68. Not making any friends. $45.
Nice.
Why?
It's a good number.
America.
That's right. Good number.
Look at the Kems.
Sherry.
Everybody's trying to get
33.
Very
Good
good.
caliber, too.
All right. So, can you run us down the ATF's new stupid ass point system?
So I'm gonna teach you a little something about like broadcasting and stuff. There's something called a segue, where you go from like one topic to another. So you were teaching disabled veterans, for lack of a better term, amputees. Well, as you all may know, a great invention that was created for amputees is the stabilization brace.
There it is.
Because if you only have one arm, the point of the brace is that you could hold on to the AR pistol, strap it to your wrist, and then you can shoot an AR pistol one-handed, much like the many people in your class. Now,
Wait a minute. Do you know who that was invented for?
disabled veterans with one arm.
Rick.
Oh, wow.
Well, there you go.
How about that?
Perfect.
Carry on.
So, ever since these SIG braces have been, SIG braces is a slang term because they're the ones that created, but stabilization braces were invented, there's been a dispute in the ATF about whether putting one of those on an AR pistol converts it to a short barrel rifle, and do you need a tax stamp or not?
They said no.
Going back and forth. They've said no for some items, they've said yes for other braces, but there's never been a quite definitive answer. The general belief among the legal community was that they were legal because there hadn't been a definitive answer. So they want to create a general or a definitive answer. So our president, elected Joe Biden, instructed the ATF to come up with a rule regulating these stabilization braces. Here's the rule they came out with. Well, here's the rule that they've proposed. It goes into effect either in June or August, depending on when they close out the comment period. But the proposed rule has now been written. And the proposed rule is, it's like porn. We'll know it when we see it. Which means the braces themselves are not illegal. Putting them on your pistol, AR pistol or whatever, is not automatically illegal.
get out of points.
Correct. The
We
pistol,
have him, but we have
Right.
you.
the pistol with the brace on it would need to be submitted to the ATF, and they will do an overall evaluation of the pistol on a point system basis. So they will take into account things like barrel length, caliber, type of grip.
Caliber.
Correct. Yes,
Caliber.
it's one of the categories.
Caliber.
Hand pistol grip in the front, hand grips, the type of optic that you put on there.
What does that got?
Because it's a pistol.
And
Their position is, if you
Stupid.
put all these other
Oh, I'm
things
sorry.
on it, you don't intend to use it as a pistol. You now are intending to use it as a rifle. So the type of optic that you put on there is important, because a red dot on a pistol might show that you want to use it for close shooting. If you put an optic on it that is a magnifying optic, it means you might be using it for rifle shooting. So it's a point system that
So-
they will add up the points. If you get too
So-
many points on your finished product, they will determine that it is in fact a short barrel rifle
So-
and not a pistol.
if you take a 3x9 scope and put it on a 44 Magnum with a 6-inch barrel revolver, we are now talking that you are using that as a rifle.
No, because that would only be one
No,
point.
that's what he just said.
No, what I said was you have to add up the points. An optic alone will not put you over the point system, but an optic combined with a certain brace and combined with the possible caliber of the rifle could put you over the point system, yes.
Caliber?
Yes, here. I'm going to read you. This is from Truth About Guns. Sometime in June, ATF's new definitions and regulations will get into effect for receivers, silencers, and other categories, and sometime in August, the rules will go into effect for pistol stabilizing brace equipped firearms. On that note, I'd like to make something clear because there's a lot of confusion out there. These new rules will not make pistol braces illegal. It will not ban them. In fact, it doesn't apply to the braces themselves at all. As ATF cannot...
How can it not apply to the braces?
Can I finish reading? Can I finish? Can I finish?
Yeah, but do I want you to?
As ATF cannot directly regulate this accessory because for them its legality exists in how it is or isn't used. As a standalone item, it's completely legal to make, sell, and buy. These new regulations apply to the configuration of the complete firearm on which a brace is used. ATF can't rule on the brace, but they can rule on a complete firearm. What will be restricted here is how you can accessorize a pistol that's equipped with a brace. That whole ridiculous point system related to optics, bipods, weight, length, caliber, and other factors. ATF will look at the gun as a complete, as configured unit, and through these guidelines and through that point system will determine if it's a pistol or if the manufacturer or end user, meaning you, configured it in such a way that it's allegedly intended to be a rifle, and therefore a short barrel rifle, and subject to the regulations of the National Firearms Act.
But when would they do this?
So,
You have to get in trouble first.
here's the question. Correct. This is how I believe it's going to happen. You can put your entire rifle together and send it to them, and they'll give you an answer. But you've already created, if they determine it's a short barrel rifle, now you've created it and possessed it. What's going to happen is, and this actually happened with a case that I represented a kid on here locally, is kid gets arrested or person gets arrested, the cops take the firearm, they ship it off to ATF, ATF creates a little report that says this either is or isn't a short barrel rifle. If the report comes back that says it's not a short barrel rifle, then the state attorney's office will say, well, we can't prosecute the guy. If the report comes back and says it is a short barrel rifle, then you'll be prosecuted.
So you wouldn't know until after the fact.
Correct. As they said, it's the completed gun.
Right.
And so here's
So does color of your gun come into factor?
I didn't see that as one of the points.
Because I want to get a color that brings out the color in my eyes.
So here's the funny thing. So what happens
I want to
is,
go against me.
if somebody creates a new type of brace, normally they send it to the ATF first to get approval.
They don't have to do that anymore.
They're going to have to put it on a pistol and send it to the ATF. And the ATF is, if they approve it, they're only approving it based on the pistol that it got sent because it didn't have any of the other points on it. So if they send in an AR with nothing on it and they approve it, it's good. But that doesn't mean you can take that same brace, put it on your AR, add an optic and everything else to it, because now you might be the end manufacturer of a short barrel rifle.
So as I'm looking at this right now, right, what we can all come together on is that this entire thing is bullshit. And it doesn't matter what you do as long as you don't get in trouble first.
Pretty much.
Like this. If I take a gun and it's fully auto and I have it, I'm committing a crime. I don't have to commit a crime with it first. Right? Is that, like, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer.
If you didn't pay for the tax stamp.
Right. So if I just make my own, then I'm possessing and I have manufactured a machine gun, and that is bad and illegal.
Right. All by itself. Yep.
But if I put together a pistol, rifle caliber, with a brace on it, I haven't broken any laws until I use it illegally. Is that what that says?
No.
Until I commit a crime with it.
You're breaking the law by having it. The point is, you won't know that you've broken the law until the ATF on the backside.
I thought this was an actual
It's a
real
secret
thing.
law.
Correct.
It's a secret law.
I thought this was like
And
America.
this is what it says.
This
Is
is like
that
our legal
this rule
department
could automatically
and the
make
ATF
millions of people felons by the way they have their thing currently configured.
like a real government agency. Which what we're finding out is they're not. And they're just breaking the law.
Right. Like I said, they'll know it when they see it.
So will I.
So, correct, you could be arrested,
like this.
sent in. I guess you could be shooting one at a range, and there's an ATF agent working there, an off-duty person comes up and says, let me see your stamp for that. They could technically confiscate it, send it off. I mean...
So it'll be like...
And you wouldn't know until you're on the backside.
Excuse me, can you explain to me if that is legal or not?
No.
Put it...
Well, what's the length? What's the caliber of your middle finger? Do you have an optic on that thing?
I'm going to get one.
That's 1 point.
There it is.
What I'm confused about is they're all stupid and they have to add it, so I'm guessing none of them passed first grade math, so
Probably.
they can add it correctly.
How are you 9
Point system.
and are smarter than everybody at the ATF?
I don't think that was hard.
Right, yeah.
Because I passed first grade.
So there you go. So everybody should be on notice that in August you might be a felon.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard that before.
Have fun.
Like the last time guys said, you know you can get arrested for that. And I looked at him and said, that was the first time I've heard that this week.
All right, we need
All
the
right,
numbers.
so we
Gotta
have
get out of
names.
here.
We have
Who's the
names. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, so these are the first 3. This is for the chances
Backpack.
to win.
Backpack.
Backpack.
Yep.
Backpack.
Number 12 is him.
Oh my God.
Just write him. Just we know who it is then. Just write him.
Okay.
Number 18 is Luis Soto.
Good.
Nice.
Sean didn't win.
Okay.
Number 52 is the Ass Prod.
All right.
All right,
Now
now
for
what do
the
we got?
trigger.
What do we got for the Johnny Custom Glocks trigger? So we got to draw 3 more names because Sean Hilton has forfeited.
Ah.
So she has drawn 3 extra names because I guess Sean won all 3 first time.
Okay.
But anyways,
Yep. Wow. All right.
Why would you forfeit that?
oh, she just didn't count them to it. She just kept going.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so who do we got? 33, Ryan Smith.
Nice.
Love my coaster.
Yeah. You'll see him this weekend.
What did 45 is the Ass Prod? What did you just say, Jules?
You'll see Ryan this weekend.
He's here.
He will be here. He'll be in New Smyrna. He's shooting on Saturday. He has to fly out on Sunday, so we have to get up there to see him Saturday night.
Love my coastie.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one. Jeffrey Young.
Oh,
I will not be forfeiting my Johnny
Boom.
Glock.
there you go.
I was gonna say I commented way more than Sean did on it. I was counting.
Sure.
Hey, you put the work in, you get the prize. That's all I'm saying.
I shared to 5 groups.
But
Man.
I don't think you can count.
What?
There is the point viewing. Where'd you find the point view stuff? Which can she find that?
You can go to truthaboutguns.com is where I found it. They have like 5 articles on it. One of the articles here, it's funny. No. Give me 2 seconds. It says, if you go to their main page, they say, if you are curious about each of these configuration categories, I detailed and refuted them extensively here with a link. We discussed and shared the points worksheet here, and we joked about it here. So if you go to Truth About Guns, just type in the point system. They have like 6 different articles on it. You can learn all about it.
And make jokes about it.
And you can subscribe to Musings with MGL, my YouTube channel, because I have done a YouTube video on it, as well as the legal gun registry that the ATF and Joe Biden are now keeping on gun owners. We don't have time to talk about tonight, so you got to go to Musings with MGL.
Any other
Musings with MGL.
Any other YouTube channels you want to plug while you're here?
Not really. And Kiki Kara's World, as always. We haven't done a thing on the. Charles and I haven't worked on the motorcycle in like 9 months, so there's nothing
Yeah,
to
because
put
the
on
guy
there.
who was supposed to weld it last weekend got COVID,
Yeah.
so now he can't weld it.
We're all loaded up. Going to drive over to Orlando to have the guy weld the seat on it. His whole family got COVID.
Yeah, so now we're waiting on things to be welded.
So now-
we have to send it to get a new paint job, and
Damn.
then we can assemble it and it's done.
China's freaking holding up our damn motorcycle. Mike.
All right, so first, I'd like to thank the live studio audience. Yeah! Right? I want to wish the Veritas, the VTA team, GSSF team,
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, bring home lots of prizes, win a bunch of stock. All right?
What do you got plugged?
Gonna win the women's again.
Oh, you got a website? You got a...
MinnesotaElderlaw.com. That's my website.
Yep.
We gotta do a thing.
You're sick.
We gotta do a
You're dying.
CL
Somebody else is
thing.
dying. Somebody died.
I'll pick
What
up
are we doing?
Here's more transition. Somebody died of COVID. Call Cindy.
There you go.
Oh,
All
we're
about
gonna be
segues.
we're gonna be at the gun show next weekend.
So Palmetto,
Sarasota.
Sarasota. All right.
Robarts.
All right.
Very good.
Oh yeah, let's do the shotgun video, and then you can take us right out from there. How's that?
This week we're not doing nothing. This week is blue and gold.
All right, here we go. Check this out.
Black Widow. Oh.
Everybody's got to sign new waivers because it's 2022. So this class, all right, is about learning to fight with your shotgun. This is about blowing shit apart. Don't shoot past your capability. You shouldn't be cutting down the target. $14.31. Good job. You need to tighten that up. You know what? That's so good. I want a picture of it. And that's why you don't use them for hostage situations. Grex, no Grex. And if you don't have it, your balls just walk around by themselves going anywhere.
Speak for yourself.
Woo! Ride that light.
You ain't gonna fucking believe it. 968. Nice.
All right. Thank you for everything. Good night, everyone. Take us out so we can clean up for Mark because he needs a studio. Play music.